Go.
Good afternoon, everybody. I am Shana, mentor in this discussion, and these are my colleagues, Laetitia, Davy, Davy, Michaël. We have an important topic on the agenda today. A lot of company struggles, and due to research, seems to be blamed at the employees. They do not feel well anymore, not satisfied, and not happy. And to change this situation, we're implementing flexible working, and that is why I brought you here together. Maybe someone can explain what flexible working actually means.
Isn't flexible working just letting your people work at home, or does it include other things?
I think
Also other things.
I think, for example, like flexible hours, when you can choose when you work and how much, or on a different location. It doesn't have to be at home, but on a different location in the building of your work.
So they can still work in a building.
Like reassigning
but just in different ways.
So not everybody at the exact same place at any time. They can work where they want, whenever they want. It's like that.
Yes. And maybe it can also mean like flexible working. That it is like flexible in the context of you have a lot of variety in the things that you have to do. You have a lot of changes in your work, so you don't get bored of it. Maybe that can also be flexible work.
But
or sharing the work, like you work together with other people, like or part-time.
But are you sure this will motivate our employees if we give them like flexible working?
It's like just like more an open-minded mindset of working. Indeed, like not in the office. I'm just working at home or in other places, like on the train, for example. Also, more common workplaces in the building, like more open offices instead of everyone working separately. And it's to improve also for the employees their work-life balance.
I'm not really sure if that's going to help if the employee is not motivated because, well, for example, I'm doing my job and I'm not motivated and I get to do my job at home or with a group, I will be even more distracted and I don't like my job. I won't really do anything because no one is really checking on me, no one is really... I don't really have to work more, so I'm not sure if this is going to work to motivate.
Yeah, but some people work for themselves.
Sorry?
Yeah,
some people work for themselves. Like they get 10% of the sales they accomplish, then they get extra commission for the 10%. And in that scenario, it can work if you are motivated because you know if I work harder, then I will get more profits.
But that's not, you're not giving an example, but that's not of flexible working. That's different system.
Yeah, it is a thing you need to be able to do flexible working correctly, because if you will just get $1,500 every month and it doesn't matter what you do.
There's no right adjustment of flexible working. Every company has to implement flexible working in their own way, adapt structure and about how they work, so there is no right way to implement flexible working.
But I think it has a lot of advantages. I have like a few examples, like you can avoid rush hours when you need to be at work 8 o'clock, but then you can come later, like 10 o'clock, then you avoid traffic. Or you have more control over time and you have a better work-life balance.
But will this not make our company very individual focused? Like everyone can do his own thing, but we kind of lose the feeling of being a team. And isn't that also important in a company?
But you can also work in one big space, like flexible working. And also be that you work in team and
you don't have to. You don't have to work. I mean, it's flexible working. You can choose whatever you do. So and if I choose, I don't like my team, I don't like my job, I just go home every day and
it makes our company very antisocial, I think.
Is there actually any proof that flexible working improves the motivation?
Yeah, is there any proof of that?
I didn't find that.
when you take a look at our company, the employees feel less committed. They have to feel more committed, and maybe we have to give them more responsibilities, and maybe flexible working is a good way of giving them more responsibility, like giving the chance to work at home. And maybe a problem is how we can check on them, to control them if we really know that they are working, because they are sitting at home. They can say they are working, but
Is there already a solution for that problem if we implement it? Is there a solution to check on our employees?
I think
yes,
there need to be three things: trust, supervision, and communication. If you don't have trust in your people that work with you, then you can't leave them alone to do their job on their own. And if they don't communicate and say how what they did for work and how many hours they worked and where and what, then it won't work, I think. If
That's
the boss
true.
doesn't know.
So you just say like we got to trust our employees.
You got a what?
Yes, you need to give them a little bit of freedom so they know their responsibility.
Yeah, but they can get the freedom, but what happens if they don't do their job and we don't even check on it?
Maybe I have a solution for it. I know like a IT platform. I know some companies use it already, and when they are working at home, they have to sign in the office platform, and it shows that they are working. They are signed in from 1 hour to another, and if we can see, like for example, one employee worked like 3 hours at home, we can see it on the IT platform, and then we can ask our employee, I saw you worked like 3 hours, can you show me what you really did? It's like not
you can't ask every employee you have for, can you show me what you did? They can, if you have a company,
But they have to be
they all sign
productive.
in. I'm one of those 100 employees. I sign in. I let it open for, I let the program open for an hour or five. Meanwhile, I play some games. And they are not going to check
I'm
me
sure the
because
company discovers sooner or later the problem. It's like a combination of, Laetitia said, trust, and then a combination of you can check on your employees, not all of them. But if you are an employee and you don't work, the company will certainly discover that you are not working because you don't make progress.
Yeah,
I
and
have
also,
an example for you guys. Like, I know a friend of mine, and he went on his internship in Paris, and he had to work there at the office from 9 till 7. And when the boss was gone, he just checked constantly Facebook, did his own stuff, read articles and things like that. But at the end of the day, he did his work, and he made his marketing moves, and he made sure that the tasks he got
well,
from
but
his
he
boss
also
were
did it
done.
without flexible working. So if he can do it, he can do it.
But it was flexible working because he didn't have supervision, and he didn't work all the time, but his work was done, and he was motivated because it was, yeah.
I agree with Laetitia. It should give me also more motivation, and like I would feel like more committed, and in a way that I am important for the company and that I have responsibility, and then I would make that it will work and that I be successful. I can show the company I make progress.
There are
yeah,
other
that's
ways.
true. But what David said before, that he said that people can watch a movie and leave the program open and stuff. But you can also do that when you're at work, when you're sitting at your desk and you know your manager is not here or something. You can also just leave your program open and go on the internet. That's a part of the.
Yeah, but
that's a thing you can't control. And if it's at home or at your desk.
But I think the difference is that in the office there are other people as well there, so you have like a bit of social control.
You have the team pressure,
and you don't have that at home. If you just sit at home, you can do whatever you want and nobody sees you.
That's why the flexible working at home is only viable in certain situations. It is not like good for every job. It is only good for jobs where the people have own belongings in what they do, so they make their own money, so they have a commission on parts that they sell. Or it is also good for companies that are only online, like Google or something.
We cannot implement like flexible working in every department of our employees. It's just like people who have in the sales department who have to go for prospects and who have to go with clients. They can't do their work at home. It's just like office work to make to calculate prices. That are things they can do at home also. And for women, it can improve like the motivation because they have so much to do. They have their children. They have to do the home like the dishes and all the stuff, and they can more create a balance between the work and life, personal life.
Yeah, I would understand that a doctor or nurse couldn't go, could stay
The
home.
flexible working is a hype right now, and it's implemented by some companies, and they say that it works very well, but it is very personal. It's about the company, it's about the structure. Not everyone can implement. It's not because one company does good with the flexible working that we will also do good with it. If we want to motivate our other ways, we have flexible working only exists for how long? 5 years, and the world of companies has.
I think it will stay longer than 5 years.
No, but he means
If it works,
it
then why
exists for
would you-
5 years already. He doesn't say it will only last for 5 years.
Oh,
So
well,
there are
I
other
think
ways to motivate your people. It doesn't have to be flexible working for that matter. I think there are a lot of flaws in that system, and much can. And we.
what kind of flaws?
It is still a very young thing. Like not many companies have already done it successfully and stuff. But that's the reason why if we go for it and we try it for certain parts in our
When
company
you say yourself,
to let them work.
companies have succeeded. So why should we even bother?
No, not many
Yeah,
companies
other
have.
ways to motivate
Not many
people.
companies have even tried, and there are some that have succeeded. But it's not about what other companies do. If we work for it really hard, and if we monitor our flexible workers at home very well, then it will always succeed because we have a lot of good things that happen after. If we don't use our desks anymore, so we don't need our desks anymore, we can just sell the buildings after. I'm just talking in the very future now, that we don't need buildings and stuff. We have way less costs. We can monitor them on the internet. We have a lot of platforms. We can organize meetings with TeamViewer, with all the programs. We can do everything in our home actually. And
Yeah, but this makes it very, very antisocial. People lose
That's true. It has a lot of negatives also, but it is worth thinking about. Like,
it's not antisocial. Like, for example, you think flexible working is working on your own and just in your own room and from home. But flexible working can also be like for salesmen. It's easier for them to go away with their car and just meet people. And flexible working is like, for example, going abroad and just do your stuff there. And that's not just on your own, but then you meet also a lot of people.
I think the flexible working thing is very based on the trust you give people, but trust everyone in it still has to be a little bit old-fashioned if you want to control your company. If you still want to be in charge, you still have to supervise people, you still have to tell them what to do. Now you just, I don't think the company would work if you go like, well, do whatever you want, do whenever you want it, do wherever you want, as long as it's done. I think it's not a good mentality to.
No, because people will just postpone things, I think. Like, they will just postpone it until the last moment, and then they will start doing it, and this might decrease the quality of their work as well.
No, that's not true, because my friend did it that way.
Just because your friend
did it
good
work 3 hours a day.
Else will do it the right.
Yeah, it might work with people, but
but you see if the work is done or not. And if it's done, then you can't complain.
They will also start working more efficiently. They will be way more efficient, because if you know that you work at home and you know I have to do this today, and you have like a thing you have to do, then you can say to yourself like, okay, I'm gonna do that, and you do it really fast, like very efficient. Like, okay,
yeah.
I wanna play with my kids.
If you do it efficient,
you do it fast and efficient.
You do it
fast,
but not
efficient doesn't always mean the quality will be better.
Will be efficient.
Yeah, but for some jobs the quality doesn't even matter.
Imagine you have to work.
It's more about
you have to work 9 to 5 on a regular day job. You have a thing you have to do your thing. You are ready at 3 o'clock. Then you have 2 hours left. Those 2 hours they can spend on other things of work. But when they do that, they do their work and they stop. It's over. I've done my thing for the day. I can move on. When they.
So you say that the company pays for those extra 2 hours, but they don't do a thing.
But when flexible working, you will pay for the work they do.
Yeah, but like for example, if they say I work 5 hours for this, and they could do it in 2 hours, so they have, for example, 3 hours left, and they still get paid for the 3 hours, but they don't do a thing then in that moment.
Well,
you understand me?
I don't really.
So you say that people need less time to do their work, and then they have time left. They just don't do a thing anymore. But then the company pays for the time that they don't do a thing.
Well, so they should be more motivated. Well, some might say they will work faster, so they will get less paid.
No, not really.
Is that what you said?
Like,
I said, if you work 9 to 5,
we have to use a different thing method.
You do your work, and if you have spare time left, you can do other work. Easy as that. You get.
Yeah, but
you do your thing. If you want flexible working to motivate people, they will do it faster, less efficiently. They will get paid less.
No.
Yeah, that's the thing. We have to change our paying method. We can't say like, okay, you work 1 hour, you get $15.
This will involve so much
doesn't
work, I think. This will involve so much work.
It involves a lot of.
If you work in a company, you have.
Excuse me, people, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you again.
I think my connection was really bad. Sometimes it was not clear what you were saying. I understand what Laetitia and David were saying, and I agreed more with Laetitia. But I think we have to try to implement, like in our company, to change the separate offices. Because now every employee is sitting apart and they don't feel like committed, or it's a little bit antisocial in our company. Everyone has a separate office, and maybe we have to create open office places where they can sit together and work together and just have the feeling they have people around them. Maybe that will motivate them more.
Yeah, I had like few steps here to how to implement flexible working, and that's one step. Like really work together, see how the situation is.
Yeah,
just know how the employees
Does
are.
everybody agree with that we change the offices?
Yeah, but maybe we can try to just implement the flexible working for a short period of time, and then we can come back again in a meeting and check if it really worked or it really changed things in the company.
We certainly have to try it, but like not for 1 week, because when we try it like for 1 week, when the people get used to it, it's already over. I think we have to try it at least for like 3 weeks or 1 month, and then we have to come together to evaluate the employees and to speak with them.
I have another solution. Maybe we could just implement it gradual.
Yeah.
Just few steps by steps. For example, like more meetings together and in one group working together, or just. Like,
just some
don't
small
be mad if they come late at their work, like for 15 minutes or something like that. Just little things. Then maybe we could just advance the flexible working on the workplace.
Yeah, we can also adapt our computer program that it is accessible 24/7, not only at the work, not only at your work, but also at home. That you can, like, if you didn't finish, that you can just go home at 5 o'clock when your job is over and just continue on at home, doing extra hours at home. That it is possible, at least, because at the moment they can't do that. So that is also part of flexible working, that they can finish the things they were doing in the day, in the evening.
Yeah, but then we had to work on a platform in which they can access all their documents at home as well.
This will be.
That's true. I think if we give them the responsibility to work at home, we should certainly have to work with like the platform. Otherwise, we can't control them. They can say they have worked for like 5 hours and did only 2 hours. So it has to be like we have to implement like a checking point that we can control our employees, or otherwise it will not
So
work,
if
I
I am
think.
right, we have to make an IT platform. You have to control every employee, rearrange the time schedules. We have to rearrange the working places. We have to do so much, and we are not even sure if it's gonna work. It's a great risk.
But it's a big investment, I know, but
I know, but you're
I think
never
it
you're
needs to
never
take-
sure if something will work, but we have to try it in our company because we know we have like the fact that our employees are not satisfied
But we can
anymore, so we
satisfy
have
them
to
by other
change
ways. You
something,
don't have
otherwise
to-
our company will
to-
have
If
like
you
a
if
lot
you
of
don't change, you're not gonna grow as
we
a
can
company.
change, but we
If
don't
you
have to do the whole flexible
Yeah.
working thing for that. I'm not.
No, I'm not saying we have to implement everything we just said, but we're just brainstorming about the possibilities that flexible working can offer us. And I think there are a lot of possibilities for us as a company,
I think there
such
are
as
bad
reorganizing the
possibilities
workspace.
for us than flexible working.
you're really
But-
against it,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, is there not one thing about flexible working that you like, David? Or
What?
is it you hate everything about flexible working, or is there some
No,
things
just
that
what
you?
positive thing
I
about
think
it?
it's just a hell of a big investment, way too big for our company to carry.
I'm just not. I just don't like the hype about everything and everyone
Yeah.
saying, "Well, the flexible working, it's a new thing. You have to do." Nah, it's not gonna work.
Nah.
It might work, but I'm very skeptical.
That's my solution, I said.
That's,
Just begin
that's clear.
with small steps, and then you'll see the good thing about it. Yeah.
What?
Maybe we should wrap up things here. We might just think about it for a week and we'll meet up again.
Okay, that's good.
So
Good
Yeah,
idea.
I think Davy
Okay, but
needs,
people, do you hear me?
yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I think the connection is like falling away again, but I propose that we are coming to that everyone like point out some solutions for our company and some ideas how we can implement the flexible working, how it can work in our company. Maybe we have to ask our staff because it's for them we will do it, and we have to come like in 1 week together
Yeah.
again and discuss the different possibilities we
Yeah.
can use.
Okay,
I
Or
think
maybe ideas from the
One.
staff.
very good. Okay,
If they come up with ideas themselves.
yeah, we can try that. We can
yeah,
launch a
we should
survey.
ask them. We should ask them what they think about it. We propose all the ideas,
We-
and then
we
we
just-
ask them.
We just put it in our newsletter we send to all the employees and we'll see what their reactions are.
Okay, that's a good beginning.
Okay, so we'll wrap things up here and we'll meet again in a week.
okay, bye bye.
Okay, we see each other again in 1 week at the same time.
Okay, goodbye.
Thank you, people. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.